I'd like the general public to know that house moms aren't just old fuddy-duddies, that old ladies that are sitting in a room reading a book, just watching the world go by. We interact. I mean, we're very active, and I'd say we're like a mom in that you cover all the bases. If they're sad, you comfort them. If they're happy, you're happy with them. If they're if they fall down and get hurt, you fix them up or assess and send them to the hospital. Or if they get sick, you assess the situation and you either, make them a pot of chicken soup or take them to the doctor. I mean, you send them to the doctor. So we just do what your mom would do. Like my girls invite me to all the date nights because I paper the whole wall during the year with all their pictures. So the big thing around here is it fridge worthy, because I'll take pictures and they'll send me pictures from their vacations and stuff and go, is this fridge worthy? Because they all want to be on the fridge. It's crazy, but they love that. And I've learned that the simplest little thing you do for these girls, it's like laying out rubies and diamonds. They are so appreciative of anything that we do for them. It's crazy.
Well, as the director, it's my responsibility to make sure they're comfortable and that they're safe and taken care of, and they feel good, they feel safe and taken care of. So I like having that role, that, that's my job. And I'm available if anybody needs to cry on my shoulder, although that doesn't happen much because they use each other and that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be transitioning from girls to women. So I try not to interfere with that. As a mom, it's like, it was up to me. What I thought was it was up to me how my son turned out. That if he turned out bad, it was my fault. If he turned out great, it was so big. So I just felt like if I had to be that responsible for 60, 70 people turning out right, that's a lot. I want to make sure they're safe and comfortable. I don't want that responsibility to make sure that they're morally, a great contribution to the community.
Well, I guess the role has evolved through the years. I think it used to be more of a mom perspective, but now it's like running a small hotel in a way. You're like today, I've dealt with toilets and whatever comes up on a given day, lights that don't work, buying bulbs at the electric store for floodlights that need new bulbs. It's more of there's a lot of management of that nature that goes into it. So yeah, I think there's a lot more of it from that perspective now than perhaps there used to be. It's a role mainly of service. To me it is. You have to have a servant's heart to do this role if you do it well. It's not just all, and they're really, we don't have a lot of drama. I mean, believe it or not, we don't have a lot of drama. The girls are great. I mean, my girls I've had here have been great. We have our ups and downs every now and then, things that happen, but for the most part, they're just a great group of girls. I would say it's not like you think it is. It's really like a home. It's actually like a home with 71 girls in it. Yeah, it's great. It's like a big family, and our staff, most of my staff has been here more than a decade, and Miss Linda's been here 20 years, so between 10 to 20 years, and so we just kind of take care of each other, the girls and each other, and so it's like a big family here. We're very fortunate that we have a consistent staff for a very long time.
My favorite times with the girls is dinner time. That's our family time. They're very friendly, and they love to talk. They hang out in my apartment. I think we have a pretty open, friendly relationship. I mean, because they'll come to me with, problems or happy things, problems, whatever. So it's a very open, friendly relationship we have here. I don't know about at other houses.
My birthday was this week, Tuesday, and they were just awesome. I mean, they thought that they were surprising me with stuff, but I knew that they were up to something. I don't know if you saw, when we walked in the door, there was the banner hanging from the steps. They do that for everybody who has a birthday. It's like most of them turning 20. So it's like 20 things we love about blah, blah. So they had one for me, 20 things we love about Miss Jane. And it's like they just zero in on stuff. It's like the first in line for food. Or the parking lot manager, or keeps the mailroom organized, stuff like that. It was really fun and cute. And then the last thing I said was the best mom on Milledge. So I love those moments when it's like they show appreciation. And I also have a whiteboard right outside my door. And every once in a while somebody will just write something on there, I don't know what inspires them, but they just get inspired and write something. Oh, we love you, Miss Jane, you're the best ever. So those moments are really nice. I like them.
Well, the main thing I love to do, I decorate for Easter and I decorate for Christmas, and I make sure all their tables are always decorated. And most of what I do is kind of behind the scenes a lot. I've planted all the flowers by the street and keep all of this up mostly, and so it's more of functional things that just have to happen somehow. Somebody has to do them, and so it's kind of like being a mom at your own house. It's just a very big house with lots of girls.
I was at the University of Alabama, and I was Kappa Gamma. To be quite frank about it, I thought it was a lot of fun. My sister was a year ahead of me, so I followed in her footsteps. But I was a little bit sad when I got on the other side. I was just a little bit like, yuck. It made me sad that we were so judgmental. And I guess you have to be. I don't know. I mean, I just had mixed feelings about it. But I did have fun. I have to say, I had fun. I have changed my mind a lot. These are girls. I mean, the sorority women are no different from the other co-eds, except they happen to be in a sorority. And I really had this thought about the privileged aspect and all that, and I just don't feel that anymore. There's always privileged people, in and out, but generally that's just not, I don't think that applies to every single sorority girl, so I'm glad I changed my mind.
Had I gone to like a 4-year college, I definitely would have loved to have been in a sorority. They're a good bunch of girls that are misunderstood a lot by the general public. General public, I think, thinks that sorority girls are just little rich girls running around. They don't do anything except party and, get in trouble. And that is not true. These girls are way smart. I mean, you have to, there's 100 girls in each pledged class every year, and only 52 get to move in the house. So they not only have to have their grades, they have to have community service, and they have to earn points to have the privilege to live in the house for 1 year. They only get to live here as sophomores. I think unless you've been in a sorority, people have the wrong idea about it. But it's a very structured, and they learn a lot about life.
I was amazed when I got to hear how much they do study. They study a lot. A lot of them, most of them are on Hope Scholarship. And it's not easy to get into Georgia now. It's very difficult. And so they take their academics far more serious, I think, than people realize. After supper, they're all over the house studying everywhere. They believe in having fun, for sure, but they really do study a lot. And we've had pharmacists, pre-pharmacy students, pre-vet students, people that have been to law school, lots of doctors. We've got several doctors that have been here since I've come through that have gone on to med school. So they take their academics real seriously, far more than a lot of people would realize.